Blog Talk Radio.
I have the best audience. Wow, you guys are extra special tonight. I'm going to tell you, we have a really fabulous show this evening. Well, of course, what else am I going to say? Like, we have a crappy show that we're going to give you this evening? But anyway, it is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2013, 7 p.m. out here in Los Angeles and some other time elsewhere. So thank you so much for joining us on OMTG this evening on the LNR Radio Network. And I'm really excited because we have two amazing women on besides myself, two amazing women on the show tonight. We have the incredible, for our sidekick, we have the brilliant thespian. That's thespian. That's an actor, not a lesbian. Tuffet Schmelzle. I made sure I got that name. Tuffet Schmelzle. That's Tuffet, and the last name is Schmelzle. I mean, come on. You gotta be a tough broad and really talented to make that work. And boy, does she! You're gonna love her. And I have a feeling that she just might be coming up the door. Well, if she's coming up that door, she's even more talented than I thought she was. So let's see if that's her. Well, I don't know. Let's see if she really wants to do the show tonight. Oh, I guess she does. Okay. Tuffet, is that you? Oh, Tuffet!
Oh, my God.
Tuffet! Oh, my God. I'm teasing you. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm glad. You're like one of our biggest fans, and I really appreciate you being on the show tonight.
I'm an Uber fan. Yeah.
You're an Uber.
I sit around
Uber
Hollywood
fan.
Boulevard with an OMTG T-shirt on and a big, huge sign just for honking.
And nothing else. You're not wearing pants.
Nothing else, no. I don't wear pants, absolutely not. I do wear some T-shirts because I'm bringing a patch.
Oh, that's brilliant. But but you can't do that with the no pants thing if you're not freshly waxed. And I hear that you just got waxed.
Oh, my gosh, I totally did. I was excited.
In this economy?
Obviously. Yeah.
Did you save up for that?
I saved up approximately $12.85 because there's a really good deal going on in the Valley. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try something new.
Now, honey, are you standing in a bucket of water right now, or you have like a water force field around you? It sounds like a little bit like you're in water. How do you do that? Is that a magic trick?
Wouldn't that be amazing if I was in water? I could breathe underwater. Well, I am a Pisces, so I'm thinking that's what it is.
I think that works for me. And now, this lovely gift that you brought for me this evening, would you like to explain what that is?
Oh, my gosh. I was searching high and low for what I was going to get you, and I decided to go back into my closets from high school and get my vintage short sleeve hot pink Angora sweater circa 1987.
Well, you know, with the fall coming up, it's going to get a little bit chilly here in Los Angeles. People think that it's LA, it's always hot and steamy. Well, that's just our sex lives, of course. But you know, the weather does turn. We get some cool weather, so I will wear that in the evening. And won't that be smart in West Hollywood?
Oh, my gosh. And you know how you can dress it up for work? You just take one of those lovely little button-down Oxford with a high collar, put right on under there. Boom. Looking classy. You are
just full of wonderful, wonderful help this evening.
I learned from that.
Yes, thank you, darling. I properly vet our guests, and I always start out the show when I introduce our guests by reading their bios, because I ask you to send me one prior to the show, because I always find it really interesting what people are willing to share about themselves, what they're willing to say about themselves. So before we get to later in the show, we have a wonderful, wonderful international singing sensation. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a producer, NIKKOLE, NIKKOLE, and you're going to love her. So I feel like we have such an amazing power show this evening with you, Tuffet, and with NIKKOLE. I just feel so blessed.
It's like She-Ra and Wonder Woman coming on the show, really.
It's really what it is. If we were to put it in superhero status level, that's where we would be. Now let's share with our audience, all 5 people who are listening, a little bit about you.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Aunt Grandma. Okay, our guest sidekick this week is the brilliant Tuffet Schmelzle, actor, voiceover artist, and dialect coach currently living in Los Angeles. She can be seen starring in television series like Without a Trace, Desperate Housewives, House, Criminal Minds, and most recently the web series Tinseltown. Tuffet is currently writing and producing her own upcoming project, After Harry. It's a story of one lonely geek girl's search for meaning when the Harry Potter movies are over. When not acting, and I don't know when that is, Tuffet works as a private dialect coach, the Dialect Geek. Personalized and authentic dialect coaching, because we hate inauthentic dialect coaching, for theater, film, and television productions, as well as one-on-one individual sessions, wink, wink, classes, and webinars. Wow, that's amazing. Now, I have to say that when it comes to dialects, you're like the Meryl Streep in my life of dialects.
Gosh.
Okay, okay. And let me bring everybody up to speed here. Tuffet is an amazing actress. I'm sure you will. She was in a play. I helped cast her. In fact, I did. I was the casting director at the Theater at the time, and a company member as well. And we cast you in The Fastest Clock in the Universe by Philip Ridley. And when you came into audition, I swear to God, because the play is, it takes place in London, does it not, or somewhere in England?
It does, yes. So more working class, East End of London. Right.
And I swear to God, I thought you were a Brit. Your accent, you came in and you were in the moment. And when I found that,
darling, it's just brilliant. I love that you say that. I mean, that's amazing for you. Thank you.
See, I thought I loved you, but then I thought her life is a lie. She lied to me. I thought, you're not who I think you are. But then I loved you all the more because you were so convincing. And I thought, you left the room, and this is what I said. And this is my greatest compliment. And I'm an actor, too, as you know. So,
yeah.
But seeing life, seeing the world of acting from the other side of the table is some of the greatest moments, some of the greatest life lessons that you can have as an artist. And so I was really thankful for that time. And you left the room, and I said, that is an actor. And that was me. Yeah. And and those moments are not as many as what I'd love to see because, when it comes to our profession, just about anybody can call themselves an actor. But we know that's true. But and you were so good. You're so talented. So I'm thrilled to have you on the show tonight as our sidekick. So tell me.
It's because of people like you that are smart, intelligent, insightful, talented, creative people out there casting and producing projects and creating art that the rest of us artists can participate. So thank you. Thank you for doing that.
It's my pleasure. And I just felt that was a really, it was a dark and unusual play, and it wasn't something that would appeal to everybody, of course. But art shouldn't always be ordinary. Art shouldn't always be, quote unquote, for the masses. It's always good to sort of expand the idea of what you expect and what you think you like. So, I really enjoyed. It was a really dark and darkly funny play.
Yes, darkly comedic, absolutely. That's what I really enjoy in the last, I would say, 5 or so years of LA theater. The smaller 99-seat equity waiver houses are really pushing the envelope as far as more edgy drama and comedy, even musicals. They're pushing the envelope, which is, I think, really moving east and starting to affect the theater community in general, nationally.
Well, you just, I'm so glad that you are a part of our industry, and I know that part of what drives you is that you recognize that you want to increase the role of women in the film industry, specifically writing, producing, directing, and acting in traditionally male-dominated, the comic book world. So how are you going to affect that?
Absolutely. Well, personally, I think it's interesting as we are raised, especially because it's such a male-dominated field behind the camera. Actresses are pretty salary equivalent, if not more so than the men. Julia Roberts makes more per picture than George Clooney does. But when it becomes behind the camera, the DGA just released some stats today, actually, and talking about the number of white directors for the pilots of the 2013 season. And it was pretty shocking. And I think what I want to do, and I want, other women to do that are intelligent, that have a voice, that have a story to say, just like Kristen Wiig's done with Bridesmaids, really just write it down and start producing content, because the more content that's available to the larger audience, the more options that we have, and we can hopefully start to get more women behind the camera and in power positions.
Well, speaking of in power positions, I think it's important that we also focus on having more women representatives, House of Representatives, also and also congresswomen, senators and representatives in Congress. So because I feel if it was more balanced in that regard as well, we wouldn't be having this government shutdown. Because my mom took care of our checkbook in our house.
Yeah,
okay?
I do think that women might have a bit more of a tendency to listen and compromise, perhaps. But I think but there again, I think that right now it's very challenging with the partisan politics. It's very challenging for anybody to get their message across if compromise is not valued. Compromise isn't asked for by the American people, then compromise will not be valued by their elected representatives.
Well, I mean, do you now personally? Because do you feel that both parties are at fault for this government shutdown, or is there a particular party that you have a particular feeling that is a little bit more, or perhaps a lot more, responsible for this particular moment? How do you feel about that, Tuffet?
I think that thank you, MTG. I think that topically it's quite easy to blame the Republicans, and absolutely they are going to be blamed in the history books in the same way that, the 95-96 shutdown was definitely, thank you, Newt Gingrich and the Republicans. Bill Clinton was not blamed for that as part of his legacy. But I do think when you look at it on a bit more of a deeper level in the events over the last year that have led up to the government shutdown, it's pretty equal parts. It's a kind of lack of compromise all around. And unfortunately, that's, when you've got the extreme, I think when you have the extreme element of the Tea Party that's starting to really take control
the Republican Party.
Of exactly. I think I respect the Tea Party's voice. I respect some of the things that they say. Everybody should have a voice regardless of whether or not I agree. I just don't know if it's best for the Republican Party to have them be in a majority position versus the moderate Republicans.
Right. Right. Is there anything is there anything left that exists that would be called or identified as a moderate Republican? I mean, if Ronald Reagan was around today, well, they love to incite his name every 2 seconds. And Ronald Reagan were around today and was running for office, he would not be elected based on his...
Oh, my gosh, neither would Barry Goldwater. I mean, Barry Goldwater, the kind of standard definition of a Republican. Right. And, oh, my goodness, the amount of... you'd be a liberal Democrat right now. They'd call him a socialist.
Yeah, no, they're shutting... This is what gets me, is that they're using Obamacare, or as otherwise known as the Affordable Health Care Act, as their reason for wanting to shut down the government, because they think we need to debate on this. We need some compromise. I'm like, okay, you debate a bill on the floor of Congress. This is a law that was debated for 3.5 years prior to becoming a law that the House passed, the Senate passed, the President signed into law, and the Supreme Court upheld. So I think some of these Congress people need a civics lesson in terms of how a law works. We need to get that I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. Remember that?
Exactly.
House Rock.
I'm just a bill. Yep.
Yeah, we need to sit them down, particularly Rand Paul from Kentucky.
Yes.
And sit him down and have, they need some help.
Mm-hmm.
They really need some help.
I do think it's pretty distressing how but I think this goes to the larger perspective that so many Americans don't understand that, yes, the Affordable Care Act is law now, and you might not agree with it, you might not like it, but there are things that we can do to change it down the road. I mean, there have been amendments to the Medicare law that have been passed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Post, it's one of those things that we can create solutions as we figure out where the kinks are and the problems are with the Affordable Care Act. But to hijack the nation because you don't like every single element
you disagree.
Already passed.
Because you disagree with a law that's already passed. Exactly. With a law, like I said, once again, a law that was been upheld by the Supreme Court, and they just want to dig their little tenny pumps into the dirt and say, and just be big old babies.
Mm-hmm.
Because they lost an election. And they're just, they're not being our representatives, which I think is really, really unfortunate. And I say I'm really thankful. The first day that that Covered California came into being yesterday, there were well over 1 million hits, like, per hour.
Mm-hmm. I was one of them. I absolutely checked it out.
Yeah, so I cannot wait to be able to sign up, for whichever plan that I can afford, and because I'm one of those people, I don't have health coverage.
Me either. I haven't had health coverage since 23 years old, and we pay out of pocket. I think that's
right.
Where a lot of people are coming from. They don't have consistent work and jobs, especially of the I think from the late 90s on, have started to understand that business. It's far more profitable and intelligent to hire people at 35 hours a week and not have to offer health insurance, or if you're offering them health insurance, it's exorbitantly expensive.
I think eventually we're going to head towards single payer. There were so many compromises to the Affordable Health Care Act to where it got to for it to be where it is right now. There was a lot of slicing and dicing that went into it. So we'll see.
I think that's why California is really leading the way. I think that's going to be something that comes along states' rights. I think the states are going to go ahead, and the more progressive states like California and New York and Vermont and Hawaii are going to institute single payer. And as those states kind of work out the kinks with the single payer program, that's when we're going to see it nationally. I would assume probably within 4 to 5 years.
Well, I guess it couldn't come at a better time, this whole, with the Affordable Health Care. I don't mind calling it Obamacare because, he does care. I really think that, for him to get, I think it was pretty, and, I don't do the old genuflecting. I don't agree with anything anybody says. I don't agree with every word they say. But I think the fact that he was able to get what he got passed, and the fact that we're getting closer as a nation to actually having universal health coverage, because we all deserve it. We are one of the hardest working nations on this earth. I think everybody in this country deserves to have care.
Absolutely. You've got to give it to Obama. As much as I may or may not agree per issue with him, you're doing something. Yay! Isn't that why we elected you to do something?
Yeah, and I go back, the Republicans 44 times have voted to repeal Obamacare. 44 times. But they have not introduced one single jobs act. Not one jobs bill.
Nope.
What is it? You can't you can't tell me what you're against. You got to tell me what you're for. And, you got to at least at some point tell me what you're for. And like I said, I was going to say that, in May, this past May, I was in the hospital for 6 days at Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital. 3 days in ICU, 3 days in a regular room, and the total bill was $37,000.
Oh, my word.
Okay. They lopped off 11. Honey, they lopped off 11 right off the top. Thank God. But I still got the bill. It was $26,000. And I'm thankful to say that, thank you, Jesus, or whoever you want to say thank you to. I got a letter in the mail today. I went through the whole rigmarole of applying for charitable forgiveness or whatever, because that's the only route I have right now, not being covered, and I qualified. Thank God they're forgiving that particular bill. I mean, but can you imagine? If it was the world of Mitt Romney, who said, you got emergency rooms, like that was good enough. I went to an emergency room because that's the only choice I had. And I'm thinking, wow, I get out of the hospital and I have a $37,000 hospital bill?
Mm-hmm. And that's actually relatively cheap. I mean, if you're going over to some of the larger hospitals.
Well, if it had been Cedars, it would have probably been more like 50, 60.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah,
easily.
And there would have been no charitable forgiveness. That would have been, okay, we'll put you on a payment plan for the next 45 years.
Exactly. Good luck with that. But on a lighter note, well, it might be lighter. It might be light, not so light for you. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated with your project, After Harry. Life After Harry Potter, because I was a little teary-eyed because I loved those books, and people, audience members, if you look at our little online right now, you see the little slideshow. You'll see Tuffet. It's one of my favorite pictures of her. Is always you got that cute T-shirt with, and who's on the T-shirt? Tell us who's on the T-shirt.
Oh, my absolute favorite character, Ron Weasley. Absolutely
Ron Weasley.
brilliant.
He should have married you.
Oh my goodness, shouldn't he?
I think so.
Lovely.
He is lovely, isn't he?
He's completely swoon-worthy, isn't he? Everybody, all the generic kind of mainstream Harry Potter fans, like, oh my God, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe was today, just for fun little fact, was over at Universal City Walk, appearing on the television show Extra.
Oh.
Sadly, the crowds were too large, and my super fanness.
Well,
absolutely far too old to be around this crowd of teenagers and children.
Oh, yeah, but he's old enough now. He's old enough now that it's not too shameless. And we've seen his nibbly bits.
Oh, yes, we have. Oh, thank you, Equus.
Right? I'm just saying,
woo,
honey. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Oh, my gosh, man.
You know how many people were searching online for that? I was waiting for it.
God.
Because was he a teenager at the time still?
No, I think he was not quite 21. I think he was 20.
Well, I was afraid that the FBI was going to come knocking on my door saying, "Get that off your computer, kid. It's not funny."
Well, see, I have all of that material encrypted. We're not going to even get into my Lord of the Rings stuff. Absolutely not.
Oh, my Lord of the Cock Rings. Oh, shame on you. Quit talking like trash. This is a high-class show.
This is a high-class show, all right? There are people here, and they're class.
That's right.
This forms are not edible, okay? Classy, and our, you know what? You are just fabulous. Our audience is so in love.
I think those are your friends. But even so,
I can't wait to pay you the $20 for saying that. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Well, that's just the first installment, honey. There is no debt forgiveness
I know.
yet. So
exactly. Next 45 years, thanks.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Cash only. So, Life After Harry Potter. Tell us a little bit about After Harry.
Well, it's a web series project that a friend of mine inspired me with. She said, hey, you need to write something. Let's start getting more women in positions of writing and producing and creating content so that we can have a voice in the industry. And I'm a super geek for things like Harry Potter and Star Wars and Star Trek, and I'm not the bearded, gut-having, convention-going geek, but I can talk at length about any of those projects. And After Harry was basically a self-portrait in which my title character, Alice, after the premiere of Deathly Hallows Part 2, there's no longer anything to look forward to. There's no more books. There's no more movies to come out.
Aww.
Now, how do you, after a decade's worth of obsession and building your life and your social life and wonderful outlets, how do you pick up the pieces? And it's basically a web series that's going to explore how a geek girl will pick up the pieces with other geek elements like the Avengers, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, and how finding your place in the world can come through those geek elements.
Well, speaking of, you're going to love this. I'm going to have the lead special effects supervisor for Game of Thrones on as a featured guest.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Joe Bauer, and he just won an Emmy recently. It was at the Kodak Theater.
Technical Emmys.
Mm-hmm. There was a week before the televised one, but then they show that as well, that particular one. Yeah, so a friend of mine knew him when he was I know. A friend of mine knew him when he was a little boy, and have recently they've reconnected. And so he's in Croatia right now. Working every single day. So he's a little busy, but when he finishes up with that 2-week stint, we're gonna nail down a time to have him on the show. And I'm really excited about that.
So I need to make sure that I'm really outside Hollywood Boulevard in my OMTG.
Yes.
OMTG.
Make sure you're freshly waxed.
The time. Yes, I will.
Yeah. Now,
fingers will be ready to go.
I love it. You know what we're ready for? We're ready for the next segment. Okay, word up, and I have a feeling. Oh, I see Nicole off in the distance in her sporty little car, and her blonde locks are flying in the air. I see she's heading towards the studio. So we're going to do our last segment here with our wonderful opening show sidekick, Tuffet Schmelzle.
Hi.
Delicious. It's like eating a full-course meal. And here goes. This is Word Up. A word mind. This is my producer's favorite part of the show. A word mind association game. Yeah, where I'll say a word, name, or phrase, and I'll ask you, Tuffet, to say the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Fire away. Okay.
Your first word, authenticity.
Self.
You know what? I would applaud you on that. I think that is very, very true. You are completely authentic. And when you say self, you mean just in terms of you yourself, or you mean in terms of what you expect in the world around you?
Both, actually. I do expect everybody to be authentic with themselves. Mm-hmm.
Don't you like how I just answered for you?
Oh my God, I love it. Okay. Oh my God, but it's a mind meld. It's a mind meld happening.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I feel we are one. Your second word, phrase, in the moment.
Life.
Oh. Now, why do you say life? How does that translate for you for being in the moment?
Being in the moment is something that I made a conscious decision because I think we spend so much time planning, so much time reflecting, so much time worrying about the future and agonizing over the past, that being in the moment, life in general, is a conscious decision, and it's a practice that you need to develop. So,
I love smart people. You are just, you are a smarty pants. For somebody who doesn't wear pants at all,
I got me an education.
You do. You're so smart. I love it. And I hear you're a dialect.
Smart.
Can you teach me how to speak better English?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, here's your next one.
I can do that. All right.
I love it. Birthdays.
Day.
What?
Queen's birthday.
Queen's Day?
Birthday. No, the Queen's birthday.
The Queen's birthday. Oh, why is the Queen's birthday? Is that are you talking about your roommate?
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dave absolutely despises his birthday, but he's definitely the Queen. So we got to acknowledge. And his birthday just happened this past Monday. So.
See, how did I know that? I just had a feeling.
Boom.
Okay, and our last one, because I see Nicole, she's getting something out of her trunk. I've got a nice corner office here at the studio, and I can see in the parking lot she's getting. Oh, it looks like she's bringing a gift as well. How sweet! I feel so blessed.
Hey.
Okay, your last word, phrase, or name: Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Joss Whedon. Yes.
Ooh, why that name?
If anyone can take a television series with wonderful Marvel-based characters to success, mainstream network, Joss Whedon is the perfect man for the job.
I agree. And I love that you know all this. You are just fan-frickin-tastic. I think you're wonderful.
You spend all your time and you put fans at home.
You are delightful. I'm going to have you on when we can spend even more time with you. But I can see that I think Nicole is going to be at the door here in just a second. Oh, I think that might. Let's go. Let's see her, and you guys can pass each other, say hello and goodbye. Nicole, is that you?
It's me. Hi, guys.
Oh, hello.
Oh my God, he's a really good boy. my God. Hi, Michael. Hi, Tuffet.
Hi.
Oh,
Tuffet,
you
thank you
sound
so
like
much.
I've got a great voice.
Oh, she does. Everybody in your homeland of Ireland are going to love her, dear.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, here it sounds so melodic. It sounds great.
Well, I'm glad to have such a broad audience in Ireland, England, just all over the UK.
She is. And what about our audience in Russia? Are they listening tonight?
They should be. Tuffet, are they listening?
I think they are listening to Russia. Very, very well.
Well, that's
oh my
wonderful.
God.
Thank you so much.
That's a great time. Thank you, MTG.
Thank you, honey. You're so smart. We got a lot more to talk about. We're going to have you back on. I want let me know how After Harry is going, and we can come on and talk about the big launch.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're not staying with us, Tuffet? You've got to go? You're not staying with us?
Oh,
can you stay on the line, honey? I'll put you in the quiet corner.
Sure.
Do you mind? Okay.
I will go to now.
We're going to check. You'll be our world correspondent, and we'll check in from time to time to see what part of the world's listening in.
Awesome. All right, then. That's what we will do.
Okay, because I'm going to want to know if those... Because she's got a big audience in Japan, too.
Independent? Okay,
All right,
I don't know if I can get through this. This is hilarious.
I love it. Now, before we start,
yes,
Nikkole, the first segment I'm going to do before we bring you on, I would love to share this wonderful little story with you. I have a segment called Shitz and Giggles, or crap that makes you laugh. The slice of moments that happen all around us. And this particular story is from the HuffingtonPost.com, so it's from the interwebs. So if it's online, you know it's true.
Yes, of course. I mean, come on, it's like the Star and Inquirer.
Hello. I mean, we know what. I mean, we're in the Inquirer all the time. We know we have to deal with that. So
exactly.
This story is titled, Kentucky Man Has Eaten Only Raw Meat for 5 Years.
Okay.
Here we go. I know. Derek Nance has a bone to pick, constantly. For the last 5 years, Nance has eaten only raw meat from animals he slaughtered. He consumes almost the entire carcass, the innards and fat included. The nearly exclusive flesh diet makes us queasy, but Nance believes it cured his own nausea condition. 5 years ago, Nance was vomiting constantly. He began to experiment with several diets, including vegan. Then he went to the other extreme, excluding almost anything without a heartbeat, as part of his own interpretation of the paleo diet, also known as the caveman diet. I've physically gotten stronger and more physically robust, he told the Huffington Post. And no expiration dates for this committed carnivore. Rotting meat is A-OK. Someone else's rancid is Derek's USDA choice because it's probiotic, he told Vice.com, in a story that sparked viral interest in the 30-year-old Kentuckian. Dad doesn't approve, but his vegetarian girlfriend understands. A father of 4, he also admitted to the Huffington Post that his eating habits kind of led up to his previous marriage ending in divorce. It's complicated. Nance's unusual meal plan has been documented from time to time over the past few years. A 2012 YouTube entry shows him cracking open a lamb leg that's been aging in the fridge and sucking out the marrow. I wash it all down with a good cup of blood, he says, and he does so. But perhaps our favorite raw video, a short film posted on Vimeo in 2011. Spotting rabbit roadkill, Derek Nance slices a piece and eats it right off the knife.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
That's terrible.
That is awful. Yeah, that's going to leave a stain. That's going to leave a stain. Nicole, you're so cute.
Crazy.
Did you drop an earring? What was that? Or was that me?
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nicole. We're so glad to have
sharing.
You. Absolutely. We never shut the door around here in the studio. Bathrooms, bedrooms, it's all open. Okay. Now, Nicole, this is your body. This is Nicole, ladies and gentlemen. She's fabulous. She's dreamy. She's sexy.
Oh, my gosh. Just amazing. I love it. I love it.
Oh, now, Nikkole, at a glance.
Yes.
It has always been Nikkole's dream to be a singer-songwriter and to travel the world doing what she loves the most, singing and performing. And she's happy to say that the universe has blessed her thus far. She's covered some major ground as an indie artist with awards, record sales, and supporting concert dates with many top artists. And she still has goals that she wants to reach and songs to sing that haven't been heard. But tonight, we're going to hear some of her wonderful music. Now, with the help of Platinum Award-winning producer Derek Bramble and the awesome team that is destined to share this journey with her, this new record, which will be her 4th studio album, is going to be one that fulfills her vision of reaching a vast global audience on a grand level. And some of Nikkole's impressive achievements thus far in her career include 3 #1 singles in the UK. I think our audience is thrilled with that. National and international radio airplay, music on MTV, TV commercials and films, Grammy voting member and nominee contender 11 times, ladies and gentlemen, lucky 11, appeared in Billboard, Cosmo, Ebony, and BRE magazine. And for more information about Nikkole, visit her website often. Please visit it often at Nikkole, NIKKOLE.com, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Nikkole Network. We are so thrilled to have you tonight.
Well, thank you, Miss. I'm so glad to be here. I mean, your shows are fantastic. You're doing such an amazing job. You've got, I don't know, just your humor, your sense of how you are as a person. I just love you, so thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome, honey. And like I told you, this is a class show, a class action. Oh, really? Wallace.
That's why I'm a part of it. I mean, come on.
Well, I'm eating a healthier diet, and sometimes when you eat healthy, you get a little gassy. So I apologize.
This is true.
Yeah,
I have the same problem, yeah.
Well, that keeps the throat open, don't you think? It's good for your voice.
I do. I definitely do. You got to keep that, keep the cavities clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we up for a show? Wow, keep your cavities clear. And I'm not the one who said it. I love it. Now,
you said it to me telepathically. That's why I knew what you were thinking.
I love it. Tell me, how exciting was it for you when you got your first #1 single in the UK? How exciting was that?
I got to tell you, it's just been so amazing. I mean, for me, that was just a moment where I was thinking to myself, is this really happening? Oh, my God. I mean, after so much work, as an independent artist, it takes a lot because, I have my own label, and the idea of doing everything myself sometimes can be overwhelming, but honestly, I think I'd have it no other way. So the idea that all the work I put in, all the hours, all the blood, sweat, and tears had led to the fact of, an audience in another country appreciating, the work that I'm doing, it is just amazing, and it's just a total blessing. So I was just over the moon completely.
That is fantastic. I think it's terrific. And what we were talking about earlier with Tuffet is that, not only are you, she's an independent artist as well in her realm of acting and doing voiceover in her dialect work that she does. And then you're in the world of recording and music and singing. So, I mean, some of the issues that she's dealing with, that she wants to be a spearhead, and a maverick, is with seeing women's roles in various aspects of that industry really be more prominent than what it is now. As a woman in the music industry, how hard has it been for you as opposed to that you see maybe other male independent artists?
Well, I think it's difficult for women in terms of how people generally see women, in the sense of, okay, well, if they think, you've got a certain look, oh, well, she must not be that smart, or she doesn't know what she's doing, or does she really know music? It's that kind of thing. They don't take you seriously. And it's almost like you have to go the extra mile to prove yourself and to show, listen, I'm willing to put the hours in, and I've done the work. This is not my first time out of the box. And, I can stand and go toe-to-toe with anyone, male or female. So gender, it has no bearing on how the work is that the artist does. And I think it's often difficult for women we face that constantly. But I think in my experience, what I always try to do is to go in with an open mind and just kind of size the situation up and kind of see where the person's coming from. And then my goal every time is to just show them what I can do, and then they become a believer after that. And this goes for anyone, male or female. I think if you believe in yourself, you believe in your abilities, and you've put the work in so that you don't have to worry about how others perceive you, it comes across, and people like it, and they feel like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about.
We have a very supportive audience.
I love your audience. They're amazing.
That's one, and they love you. And you have, my God, I'm impressed. The people, and I'm not surprised because, I'm fortunate that, I got to know you and your music. I got to know you first and then get to know you as an artist, which was really interesting.
Yes.
Get music first and then get to, listen in on a show like this and hopefully get a little bit more of a feeling of who you are as an individual. And I have to say that you are so lovely, and it's a pleasure knowing you. You're so much fun, and we have the best laughs, don't we? When I'm not spilling coffee all over your studio.
I was going to say, that's exactly where I was going. I was like, you come over to my studio, you spill coffee, we laugh, we, just have a good time. But our chemistry is so dynamic, and we just connect on every level. And it's great to kind of have, like, someone in your life like that. And I really appreciate you and, our friendship. So it's amazing.
Well, this has been a long time coming. It's been, like well over 2 years, about almost 3 years that I've known you, and this is our first actual on-air collaboration. I mean, I was so fortunate to do a little a vlog moment that you posted, telling people how fabulous you are, which is very easy to do, and so I love that here we are, we're being able to connect in this moment. And what I wanted to say was I posted just yesterday when I posted that first sort of preliminary press release for tonight's show on your homepage on Facebook. I was like, all of a sudden, bing, 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 bing. I was like, wow. I mean, people, your fans love you. And
I do have an ardent group of fans. I mean, honestly, I have to say I feel so lucky, and they are amazing. And it's almost like a group of people, and they call themselves the Cherubs, Nikkole's Cherubs or something. And they started like fan clubs, and like wherever I go, it's just like you see people like these little cherubs or little signs. We love Nikkole when I'm doing shows, and it's an amazing feeling, and I'm thinking, really, for me, just, I'm just doing what I love to do, and that's what the fans often say when they, I get feedback. We just love that you're just natural, and you're you, and you're not trying to be someone else, and, so many times for us, I think, as artists, in this industry, you almost feel like, well, where do you fit in? Where is your ring at in the ladder? But I think if you don't really understand who you are organically and authentically, you're going to always wind up searching. And so I just do what I do, and thank God, thank the universe that the fans have come and to support me, and I'm just really grateful, And
it shows. And I say that, one of our word up words or phrases this evening with Tuffet earlier was authenticity. And I would say that applies to you as well. And her answer to that off the top of her head was self. And I thought, be your authentic self. And ever since and that's a recent embracing for me. I think I embrace it, but I think I kind of went away from that for a while. And doing the OMTG show and doing some of the other projects that I've done recently, have brought me back to that place, and boy, is that a wonderful place to be. And I see you living your authentic self, and I think your fans connect to that, and it shows in your music because there's so much joy. Your music's very sensuous and very honest and earthy, but there's a real joyfulness to it. There's a real honest, it's so. I just feel like I've had a full body massage after I listened to it.
Well, I think I always like to, when I write a song, I like to think about the situation and take the listener on a journey, from the beginning to the end, no matter what the subject matter is about. But I think that, sometimes, as artists, I think we can become too complex. And, it's not cerebral enough or what have you. But it's, at the end of the day, it's music. And music is about feeling good and emotion. And, I think that if you're doing that in whatever your craft is, it could be anything. If you feel good about it, whoever's listening or whoever is a part of it enjoys it.
Yeah. And we're so blessed. I mean, as artists, it's a tough life. It's a really, really tough life. It's really challenging. But when we're fortunate enough to have those moments when we can share, and then people respond to it, positively, it affects them in a way, it elicits some kind of a response from them that they benefit from. What a joy. I mean, I feel so, like you said, I feel so blessed to be able to do that. And,
exactly.
And this show is giving me that opportunity, as well.
I think, as I was going to say, it's like the show that you have is creating a forum for not only yourself, but for other artists that you're friends with or that you know or you're meeting as you go along. And it just brings all of this amazing energy and inertia to everyone who's involved, the listeners, people who are part of the show, and it's exciting. I don't know, I just get like this sense of a vibe of, like, you're excited when you're hearing what other people are doing and how they're pushing forward, and I don't know, it just gives me like a surge, so I really enjoy it.
Well, I'm here to surge you, girl. Surge
on.
Well, the thing is, is I feel that everybody around me, your success is my success. And the only person I'm competing with in this life is myself.
That's
truly.
Right. That's so
I'm
true. And that's
myself.
A valid point. That's a valid point, because I think a lot of times in some experiences that I've had in the past is where other singers, female singers or male singers or what have you, musicians feel as if we're competing against one another. But I've often said to some people who are friends of mine who sing, it's not that. We're not competing against each other. We should be uplifting one another to get to the next level. And if I get up, higher, I'm going to pull you, vice versa. That's how it should be. But a lot of times people are more like, oh, no, it's, it's just about, myself and being selfish. And I don't think so. I think everyone's success should be shared.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Let's check in and see how our let's see, how our Australian audience. Let's see, Tuffet.
Oh, good day. I'm ready.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you travel fast. Now,
you're gonna be singing in there.
How are the Australians reacting to NIKKOLE's appearance on tonight's show?
They got some very rabid cheddar down here in Australia, and they're really excited to hear what she's going to be doing later.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, I hear that you're getting on the plane shortly and heading to Sweden, so we'll be checking back in with you shortly. Enjoy your Australian time there in Sydney. Thank you, dear.
I definitely will.
Thank you, Tuffet.
Wow.
She is amazing. Oh, my God.
We are creating a brand new segment. She's amazing. I tell you, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We got to take this on the road.
I'm saying, think about that. Think about it. Because one of the things we're going to have to do, on your next album, when you have that duet with MTG, we're going to have to promote. What?
Yes.
Did I? Was that an exclusive? Did I just?
You spoiled it. You spoiled it for everyone. I mean, oh my God.
I'm real subtle. But our audience, it won't scare you. No. It's gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be fabulous, and I know our audience is just itching. NIKKOLE and I we're collaborating. So when we're done collaborating, we'll have something to share with you. But anyway, what I want to focus on right now, honey.
Yeah.
My love. My dear,
darling.
And you are so damn cute. And honey,
oh my, thank you. No, you're I'm blushing. Oh my God. I think I left you, MTG. Are you there?
Are you there? Oh, I'm here.
I hear you
Can
now.
You hear me?
I do.
Okay. I got sometimes I get so excited with my headset, I move all around, and I think I wiggle something, and it goes silent. So what I'm saying, you look so damn good on your cover art on your album for Hallucinations that I'm as gay as they come, but I would consider it. Okay, I'm trying to.
Oh my God! Well, I'm happy that I had that effect. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Yeah, but then we get into a room together. You put on some Barry White, and all of a sudden you'd be like. I'm sorry, honey, but you are gorgeous. And I love the new track. The first single is going to be called.
Gonna get it right.
And girl, I think you did.
I feel so good about this MTG.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I feel like with this new record, it's really a happy, uplifting record. It's pop and dance and with little R&B overtone, and it's a new side of me. And I feel like at this point, I think every artist evolves, and I've evolved into the person that I am now, doing the new album Hallucinations, and I'm really excited to kind of reach new territory and new grounds and, just kind of do something different that I've always wanted to do. So that's what this album is about. It's about fun, exciting things, and dancing.
I love it. And you have a behind-the-scenes documentary, the making of Hallucinations. I saw your clip, and I love, because MTG, he likes to find out about his favorite people. So I spent a little time checking you out, girl.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Fine, girl. I'm just saying. And I love it that there's this real sense of excitement about it, and that you really feel like it's your best work. And,
I do. I really do. It's almost a sense of that growth period that you have, as a child, like when you're excited, okay, now, I'm a teenager now or whatever, you're just excited you can drive or whatever. I feel like that. I feel like it's that point where, this is my 4th studio album, but I have that giddy excitement like, a kid at Christmas time.
Well, like you can stay out past 10 o'clock.
Yes, exactly.
Your curfew is like, it's kind of blurry now.
Yes,
so you can get kind of on your own, but you're not quite on. But you still feel that there's that excitement of that first time excitement of being sort of on your own and feeling a little bit more grown up as an artist.
That's exactly right, and I'm super excited for my fans to hear it. And when it comes out next year, there's so many things in the works, the touring and the promotional aspect, and I can't wait to get back out there and just get to see all my people. I'm just really excited.
Are you going to have some stateside tour stops here that those of us lucky enough in the U.S. be able to see you here as well?
We will definitely be doing that, and that I'll be letting everyone know, all the fans of OMTG, letting them know when it's going to be happening. So you will be the first.
Absolutely, because I want to be one of those people in the audience screaming. That's me. I'm going
to have you on stage doing a dance number.
That's me, like in the morning before I've had my coffee. But then by the time 12. My voice raises. You think you have a 5-octave range, honey? Please, you wait till we start playing around. Now, what's exciting about this album? I'm so impressed. It's produced by Derek Bramble, who's written and produced for Whitney Houston, Will Smith, Vanessa Williams, Faith Hill. Wow, what an impressive list of artists.
It was,
now,
he's amazing. To
NIKKOLE.
Work with someone, who's so talented like he is, and he's just so full of fresh ideas and innovative things that, at this point in my career, I was kind of thinking, I'm solid. I kind of know what I'm talking about. But working with someone who just seems to just have his pulse on everything that's happening was eye-opening for me. And, I really cherish those moments that we had in the studio together. I learned, so much from him. He's definitely a taskmaster. He pushes you to the next level, but I like that. I like to work hard and just, get in there and just, get dirty with it and make it happen. So that's what we did in the studio.
Girl, you get dirty with it. Okay. I'm like, I listen to, your music, and because up to this point, it's been more heavily leaning towards R&B and real, really kind of sexy and whatnot. And I get all steamy and I can't wear any knits at all. I've got to be like lightly dressed, and it's, it's got to breathe and it got to have a fan going. But
exactly.
It's really good. But this is a more pop-oriented album, and like I said, more dance-oriented. But what about working with Derek? When was that moment that it clicked with you as an artist? This is the guy for me. This is the producer for me, because it's got to, for the project to really gel. It's got to be there.
Well, I think initially when you're starting to work together, it's that you're learning about the person, so you're a little uneasy, and I almost felt like I was trying to impress him in the very beginning, and then finally, I would say probably after the second song, I started to feel a little easier and started to be more open and to his ideas. So that was about the point where I said, you know what, this is really going to turn into something special. And you know, I was willing to do whatever it took and put the time in, and so was he, and you know, that's kind of how it went together. And I think also one thing that I've learned, you know, from doing this from so many years is that you have to be open and you have to be willing to listen to other people who have achieved certain things or people who you admire.
Well,
you know,
he comes with a pedigree. He comes to the table with a pedigree. You know, you're like Whitney Houston, Will Smith, Vanessa Williams, Faith Hill. I mean, these aren't small potatoes.
No,
you know, they've had
no.
some major, you know, across the board success.
That's exactly right. And you know, knowing that, hearing, you know, so basically the proof is in the pudding because he's done all the work.
Yeah.
You see all the plaques on the wall, you're like, okay,
right.
you're sort of mesmerized. But then when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, he's like a genius. I mean, I wouldn't say that, you know, just throwing it out there. He really is that, and I learned so much working with him, and I just cherish that time, you know, and it will always keep me like elevated at a certain point where the next time we work together again or I work with someone else, I'm bringing that knowledge to the table. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I always say, I mean, as an actor, I
think I lost you. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Technical difficulties. Hello? I hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Good. I have ghosts in my studio.
I think so.
And I'm sitting right in front of you, you know, because and here you are in the studio, and I'm right here, and I'm waving, and I feel like ghost. It's like I'm Patrick Swayze, and you're Demi Moore.
I'm Demi Moore,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm here, Nicole, I'm here.
Are you there?
Oh, I'm making pottery with you, and the wheel is spinning, and I've got clay in my hands, and it's just and the Righteous Brothers are singing, and it's just beautiful.
Don't mess my hair up with that clay. Don't get that clay in my hair.
But you'll win an Academy Award. It's worth it. It's worth it. So wow. And see, I think our studio audience should give us some applause for that. Don't you think? That deserves some applause, and I love telling them what to do. So where's
Tuffet at now? Where's Tuffet?
Tuffet,
did she go to Sweden?
She should be in Sweden. Her plane just landed. Tuffet, how's the weather in Sweden?
Well, both of them into their Sweden here.
Yeah.
We have
how's shopping?
The cherubs. They are also very excited to hear albums from NIKKOLE.
I'm excited to hear from my Swedish fans.
That is just
they're
incredible.
And they are very excited over here in Sweden.
Nicole, darling,
yes,
where would you like Tuffet to go next? Because I know you have fans all over the world.
You know what? I wonder, can Tuffet go to Thailand?
Tuffet,
it's a warm flight. They will go there.
It's a long flight.
It's a long flight, but I'm using some miles, so you can cash in on my miles.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
She only travels first class, though, so I hope you've got enough miles.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
Au revoir. We'll see you in a little bit, honey. Tell the cherubs in Sweden that we love them.
Exactly.
Wow, she's a trooper. She's like a worldwide correspondent. I love her. Now, your first single, as you mentioned, your first single, we can hear a clip of it on your website, correct?
Yes, you can definitely. I hope everyone gets a chance to go check out the new site. I'm very excited about that, and you get to hear a little snippet of Gonna Get It Right. And I'm really excited, too, about this because we're going to have some amazing remixes on this. So get ready in the club. We got, like, some great DJs that are doing remixes on this, so we're going to keep it rolling with this. You're going to have your fist pumping and, you know, dropping it like it's hot, but you got to be able to pick it back off after you drop it.
You were so street. You are so street. Yeah, you can drop it, but don't break it, because if you break it, you buy it.
Okay.
But, yeah, and the album is called Hallucinations, and when you look at Nicole, you are going to hallucinate about beauty, about sexiness and sex appeal, and just deliciousness and lusciousness, and you're just going to be salivating. So make sure you have plenty of paper towels, people, because you're going to have to mop it up.
Oh, my gosh.
Gonna have to mop it up. It's fabulous. I'm really excited, and the site looks fantastic. You look.
Thank you.
I was like.
Oh my gosh! I was fortunate to work with a great team of people with the photo shoot. The photographer was Nick, Sally, and Benny, and he's amazing. He shoots like Gabrielle Union and the Kardashians and just so many people. And I was thinking, wow, you're working with me. I'm just really amazed. And the makeup artist and hair and
his name again?
His name is Nick, Sally, and Benny. Nick,
Sally, and Benny. That's great. So people should look him up. And so we're going to be putting information. We're going to be starting because I'm an English major. We're going to be.
I can tell.
I'm all about the British in the high class English. It's just I'm studying. I've got a degree or two here. I think I have them in my.
Go.
Yeah. And we're going to have a blog on there, and we're going to put information as it comes up, because stuff like that, people need to find out. I love promoting good work of others, So I'm glad that you mentioned the people that you work with and the quality people that you work with. I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you, definitely. So I'm all about the cross promotion. So whatever we can do to help one another, I'm all about that.
Absolutely. Now you have other interests, and other than long walks on the beach and poetry and looking at stars in the sky, I tell you, fashion. Oof.
Yes.
Because I noticed that about your the behind the scenes snippet for your making of hallucinations, and looking at the website and just looking at on your Facebook. I'm like, wow, where does this love for fashion come from? Because you are pretty styling.
Oh, well, thank you, darling. I've always loved a sense of being different or unique, and I think that's the thing about fashion. It kind of, goes with music and being an artist, because it's a way to express yourself. And, no matter if it's high fashion or if you're just going to Forever 21, whatever the case may be, I just love the idea of having something that, I can kind of mix and match and make my own to kind of create my own style. So even as a kid, my mom said that, I was, just wearing things that maybe other kids were like looking at me like, what does she have on? Mixing colors together and what have you. But I've always just enjoyed that.
Now, are you a boutique girl? Or are you more of a mall kind of girl?
I'm more boutique and, mom and pop stores and, and then, mixing in some sort of couture pieces as well. But I definitely like to do the boutique thing.
Now, do you like the eclectic feel of like a Melrose, or are you more of a Rodeo?
Well, it depends on the day. Some days it's Rodeo, and some days it's Melrose, and and just actually online you can find so many amazing little stores that you didn't even know existed. When you see like maybe one piece that's so stunning, like, oh, I've got to get these shoes, and you find this little store that's like, off the wall somewhere, in middle America, and it's like, these are amazing, and I can order them. I mean, that's why the Internet's so amazing. So even doing that kind of stuff, I like to do. Or if it's somewhere abroad, you can just find anything you'd like and kind of just have it shipped to you. So it's just amazing.
Speaking of broads, let's check in with Tuffet, and she's just landed in Thailand. Tuffet, how are we doing in Thailand?
Jumping up and down for NIKKOLE's new album. We are waiting for the airport for her arrival in Thailand.
I'll be there soon, my people. I'll be there soon.
Where are you going to perform in Thailand, Nikkole?
Oh gosh, wherever they want me to perform. No, I was kind of just joking. But wherever. I mean, I'd love to go. I've never been before, so I'm looking forward to going there for sure. I've performed, as far as the Far East is concerned, I've performed in Japan several times. So I really love doing shows there. Definitely.
Tuffet, how do the fans in Thailand feel that Nikkole was kidding about coming there to sing?
They were practically go hospital to make sure that they could get themselves ready 100% with anti-anxiety drugs for the rifle.
Well, you tell them to load up on those anti-anxiety drugs, because it might be a little while before they might have to hop on that plane with you, because you're going to Japan next and then on to China.
Yes.
Okay? So make sure you hydrate.
That's where we go.
Okay, we'll check back
I
with
love
you
you guys.
Okay.
Oh my God,
wow,
Tuffet is amazing.
That is fun.
My God.
Now you know what is because when she gets to Japan, we're going to have to talk about Japanese nail art. But before, because that's another really just a passionate topic of interest for you.
Yes,
I know,
it is.
but on a more serious side, darling, I'm really impressed. And being this is the beginning of, almost the beginning of October. It's October 2nd,
yes.
but close enough to the beginning. You are actively involved with breast cancer awareness since 2006.
Yes.
And during the month of October, you have donated since 2006 a portion of your record sales to support awareness and research in breast cancer. And I tell you personally, my mother is a 30-year cancer survivor. Breast cancer.
That's amazing.
So thank you so much. Yeah. She had a radical mastectomy when I was in high school, and that was really tough. That was really tough. But she was amazing with how she handled that. So thank you for that.
She must be a very strong woman and resilient. I mean, was it that she did not, have early detection? I mean, during that time frame, I don't think it's something people were talking about as much.
No, this is 1886. This was 19. Right. This was 1983, 82, 83. And my God, she was just 40. She was in her early 40s, and she was born in 1940. And she wouldn't mind me telling her age. She remembers going under, after they gave her the anesthetic, and the doctor was talking to my father because she had growths in both her breasts and didn't know at the time if they were both malignant or one was not, or whatever. So one ended up being benign, the other was malignant, and so she had one of her breasts removed. And back then it was a radical mastectomy. So and she didn't. There was no rebuilding. There was no reconstructive surgery or anything like that. But so thank you. What spurred your interest in to start contributing the way you have since 2006?
Well, I think that I've had, friends and family members that have definitely had scares and have, been through ordeals, and it just struck me as, what can I do to help in some capacity so that, women are more aware, like, the breast cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in women, I think exceeded only by lung cancer, and for people to just be aware of it, and that there's so many preventative measures you can do now, by just, getting checkups and getting, taking care of yourself. And so the idea that it was something that I thought we could kind of, take control of ourselves and, just do preventative measures. I wanted more people to be aware of it. And so I just decided, well, you know what? My contribution will be that I will donate, half of my proceeds from sales for the month of October towards finding a cure for this, and also, just so people have awareness. And that was the driving force for me.
That's fantastic. Now, how often do you do? Because you're pretty. I mean, you're a young gal, okay?
Yes.
So, but I mean, about as far as the mammograms go, I mean, is that something that you're doing yearly, or is it every? Is that when? Because not being a woman, but men get breast cancer too.
They actually do. Yes. Yeah, they do, and I think that at a certain age, for some people, you definitely should do it, once a year. And I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to give out any the age for which people should do that, but I just think that especially because you guys were talking about healthcare earlier, and the idea now that it is affordable. It's not something that you can make an excuse about. Well, I can't go to the doctor. I can't take care of myself. It's about taking care of yourself and making sure that you're healthy, because you need to be here to support your family or to support the people around you. And if you can take care of that yourself, you should do it. You should just go out and do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thrilled that we're going to all have, access to affordable health care.
Exactly.
And that alone is going to take a sense of burden off of people's shoulders. And it's that kind of worry, that kind of stress, which is also harmful to your health as well.
Exactly, because stress is definitely something that causes so many other ailments and diseases that people are unaware of. So the idea that, okay, finally, maybe we've got, something that we can, the Affordable Care Act, we can finally maybe use this to, and take care of ourselves, I think is just really wonderful. I really do.
So we're all going to learn as we go with this, and I think it's worth taking the time to find out more about it. You know, just like you would if anything that's important to you, you need to take the time to really find out more about it. Like you said, like in terms of breast cancer awareness, you know, learn how to do a self-exam, learn how to take care of yourself and to recognize signs and to deal with it. And don't be afraid to ask questions and go seek help when you can, and don't be afraid to go to a doctor. And I think this is going to really help a lot of people not wait till it's too late.
I definitely agree with that. And then, like you were saying, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions. Do self-examinations. If you feel something that you're a little uneasy about, go in and get it checked out early. Don't wait. I mean, because now we don't have any excuses.
And I will volunteer at my services. I am a gay man, so, you know, if I'm touching your breast, it's not because I'm trying to get a cheap thrill. So,
we appreciate that. We really do. We
so, ladies, if you need some help, you know, we'll have some shits and giggles, and you're like, oh, look at that, wah, 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 you know. So we'll have fun with it, and at the end, you'll feel a little bit better about your health.
Exactly. We don't know what you're going to feel, but, you know, we'll feel better about it.
But I'll have a smile on my face. You'll never know truly what's going on in my mind, but life is a mystery.
Life is a mystery. That's what we love
about it. Speaking of mysteries, let's solve one and see if Tuffet has landed in Japan so that we can talk a little bit about it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tuffet.
Ohio.
Hello.
Ohio.
How are you?
Good morning.
We have great honor and the love for Nikkole. She is surrounded by the nail artist here.
Oh.
Thank you so much. I love my Japanese fans. They are, you know, ichiban.
Arigato, arigato.
She wants to come there, and she wants to, because Nikkole, you know, what's your name, young lady, that we're talking to?
Okay, my name's Tuffet.
Oh, you're just like our correspondent. Oh, see, Tuffet must mean something in Japanese.
I think it does.
It does. Yeah. I'm changing the whole format.
It means clean finger.
Oh, what was that?
Finger. It means clean finger. Clean finger.
It means clean
no
finger.
Hair. No hair. Clean finger.
Because otherwise you look like you're from the Middle Earth, and that's never attractive on a first date.
No.
Now, Nikkole loves Japanese nail art in Japan, our Japanese Tuffet. What can you tell us about Japanese nail art there that Nikkole can become even more impassioned about?
I'd love to know.
Well, we have the students make sure to go to the schools early on in life at 2-3 years old and develop talent for the art, where they create design and then test it out onto the little kittens and dogs. Their first nail design art. So by the time they graduate from our schools, they are far more prepared.
Oh, that's amazing. That's why.
Yeah, and I wondered why Japan had such stylish chickens and pigs.
Exactly. Now we know the mystery solved.
Yeah, the beaks and the hooves, they were always pretty styling. They were always blinged out. Well,
it's very great honor to have the pigs and the chickens with the nail art.
Oh, maybe they're like the Harajuku chickens and pigs and stuff. Maybe that's it.
Yes.
Thank you, Japanese Tuffet.
That's all the wow, that was very in depth. So Japanese Tuffet, well, we look forward to seeing you, and as you head off to head off to China, perhaps should she land in Hong Kong?
Yes, that would be a great shopping place too.
Great. Oh, then we'll do some shopping while we're there. Yeah, okay, see you in China.
Bye.
Wow.
I'm just amazed at what we learned from that. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing about the pigs and chickens.
Yes.
2- and 3-year-olds, they start out very young with Japanese nail art.
Very young. But I guess if you want to learn something, you should start young.
It's a very impassioned, culture. So now, in our next little segue, and whenever we have a segue, it's always a magical moment.
Oh.
It's a very short segue. It's called Chapter 12. Our lives are like chapters in a book, Nikkole.
Okay.
What is the title of your current life chapter? And you can't call it Hallucinations because that's your album.
Damn. Okay.
I know. I cut you. I cut you short.
You did, babe. You did. You cut me at the quick.
I did. We can subtitle it hallucinations.
Okay.
Which is a very difficult word to say, apparently.
The 12th chapter of my life now?
Well, yeah. It's just a friend of mine, David, whenever he says things, he says these little quips. He's very, very charming, very funny, very witty. And when he'll say a phrase, and it sounds to me like a chapter in a book.
Oh.
So I always call those his chapter 12 moments. I go, chapter 12.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would say that this is my growth chapter.
Nikkole's growth. Well, that sounds a little bit like we should send you to a doctor.
It does.
Growth by Nikkole.
Yeah. And now it's a little...
Sounds like something we might name and do some Japanese nail art on.
Yeah, it does.
But this is definitely a growing period for you. Growing. This is not growing pains, but a growth period. No, not growing pains.
Yes.
And I'm excited to grow with you, my dear.
Well, I'm glad to have you with me on the journey. We're together. We're as one.
You have no power here. Now, this next segment is called Just the Tip. A how-to moment. Right? How many times have you heard that? A how-to moment. Right? Where Nikkole and I give you just enough info to get you started. After all, we're entertainment prostitutes, not whores. We don't just give it all away for free. And when we say just the tip, we mean it. Most tips. Now, our featured tip is this is what we're going to title it. You ready?
Okay. Women,
how to be more sexy and attractive. Okay. And this is from studiesoflove.com /flirting/women be sexy attractive.
Okay.
So you know it must be true. It sounds very scientific. Yeah. So I'm going to read 10 tips on how to be more sexy and attractive because, I'm looking at your 4 albums, I'm looking at your progression as an artist, and it knows how to be more sexy and attractive. It's Nikkole.
Okay. Just a little something.
It's you. Oh, I think so our first tip is feel sexy. Tell yourself you're sexy. Be confident and have fun. Do you feel sexy?
I do. I agree with that. I agree that it definitely comes from within. It's not, how someone else perceives you, but it's how you feel about yourself. I think that's what's sexy.
Now, do you tell yourself that in the mirror?
Well, all the time. No, okay. I really don't, though.
Has your brother ever caught you saying, I'm sexy in the mirror, and you're like, if you want my body, and you think, I was like, play off like you're singing a sexy song.
No, seriously. No, I don't think you have to tell yourself that. I think it's a feeling. It comes in from within. It's sort of innate. It's how you feel about yourself. It's not like
I feel sexy when I'm around you. I feel sexy right now.
Well, I feel sexy being around you because we're just, sexy people.
In fact, I'm doing this entire evening in the nude.
I didn't want to say anything.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything.
Because I felt, you were just being sexy, so I just went along with it. Yeah.
Like, Michael likes earth tone.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, our second tip is use makeup wisely. Looking like a clown is not sexy.
True.
That looking like a clown is not sexy. Right?
Yeah, we don't want to do the Ringling Brothers look. I mean, that's played, so let's not do that. I think a little goes a long way, and just, sort of accentuating your natural features, and it shouldn't be anything where you're, I don't know, it seems like sometimes some people do kind of, it's almost like a painting. It doesn't even, look like themselves. So just, a little blush, accentuate who you are, a little mascara, a little lipstick.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm wearing this evening. A little blush, a little mascara, a little lipstick.
And that's why you're so sexy.
Yeah, I'm au naturel. That's my new line.
Mm-hmm. That's how you do. Yes.
That's all you need to wear and nothing else. It cuts down on my dry cleaning bill.
It does. I know. And makeup is so expensive, we don't want to spend that kind of money.
Honey, please, 99-cent store. Hello. Now, I noticed, because what's lovely about that video, one of the things I love about your that clip of your behind the scenes of making of Hallucinations, your fourth studio album coming out in the first quarter of 2014.
Yes.
Go to NIKKOLE.com, NIKKOLE.com.
Please.
Hey, is that a shameless plug or what? Yeah. There's a nice difference, right? You could see you, the artist, in when you're all glammed up, and then there's really nice, sort of moments where you're just kind of talking testimonials to the camera and talking about where this album is and where you are as an artist, and that's the Nikkole I know, that really natural kind of girl, that girl next door, that gorgeous girl next door. So
I think it's important that for me as a person, me as an artist, for my fans to kind of see that, I like to glam it up and, with the best of them. But I also, I'm just me, when it comes down to it. And so when I'm talking and kind of, giving you more of an insight on what the album is about or how I feel I've, changed or evolved in the process, I kind of wanted it to be more of like just showing me how I am every day. Otherwise, I'm not, in all the makeup or the hair or, unless I'm doing a show or I've got an appearance. But, and I think it's cool to rock how you feel at the moment. And I'm good with, how I am with, no makeup or makeup on. And that's what I want people to see and to be happy with who they are.
I love that you show. Yes, I love that you show all of those elements in that video. I love that you, as an artist, as a person, that people really get to know you as a whole, which is great. So that it's not like this, like Joan Crawford was like, whenever I leave the home, I'm Joan Crawford, the movie star. I mean, it's like she couldn't leave her house without being all glammed up. I mean, that was just that was her thing. But then you never really got to know who she was. And I love that you people get to know who you are because they get to see the glammed up artist in those moments that you get to do, and then they get to see, that other side of you, that the everyday side of you as well when you're not in that particular mode. So it's great to see those different colors.
Well, thank you. I felt, I was torn between that because, people were kind of saying, well, maybe you should just show the whole artist side the whole time. And I'm like, well, this is the whole artist. This is me.
Yeah.
This is me, when I'm just natural, or it's me when I'm glammed up. So I am being true and authentic to self.
You're not some manufactured, product of Simon Cowell. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So you're not being put through some kind of a production line, and that's only they want to present who you are. And being independent, you get to show all of those aspects, which I love. So
that's what I love about being independent too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You are an independent woman and an independent artist. Now,
that's right.
Our number 3 tip. Don't overdo the perfume. Don't overdo the perfume. If you make men gag, that's not sexy. If they make you gag, well, that's another story. Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, no. No comment.
Right? Well, on that note, we're going to go to China and see in Hong Kong how if they're wearing too much perfume there, because Nikkole's a little allergic to too much perfume. So how are we doing in China?
Hello to China.
Hello, China.
The shoppers are excitedly forming line to buy Hallucinations. Brilliant record by a brilliant woman. Brilliant dragon lady.
Thank you, my Chinese audience.
Wow.
The very excited over here.
Well, the album is going to drop. Tell them they're going to be waiting in line a little while, but it will drop first quarter of 2014. But they'll be able to get the single "Gonna Get It Right." Is that correct?
Yes, Gonna Get It Right. You're correct. That will be available the first of the year.
Yeah. So it's that sexual tension. We can't deny it.
Yeah, I can feel it too. Yeah.
So, but our Chinese fans can, if they go online, I know they all have their little PDAs, they can listen to a snippet of "Gonna Get It right now on NIKKOLE.com.
Please do listen to it. Send me a note. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling.
Enjoy. How's the weather in China? How's the weather in Hong Kong?
It's very nice today. It's pretty outside.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we love you, Tuffet. We love you, Tuffet. Chinese Tuffet. You're awesome.
We do. We love you.
Where are you headed off to next?
Thank you. I go to Scotland.
Oh,
you're going to go to Scotland?
Quite a journey.
Okay, well, we'll see you there in a little bit. Safe flight.
All right.
Safe
First
travels.
class. Wow. You have fans everywhere. It's amazing.
It is.
Now, this next tip I find really interesting.
All right.
Tip number 4 on how to be more sexy and attractive: casual touch when talking. Some men find it sexy to be touched. Touch them when talking. On the shoulder is a safe area.
Ooh.
Safe
on the shoulder.
On the shoulder is a safe. On the crotch, not so safe.
Not so. Yeah. Probably, we don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah. Yeah. It might be a little forward.
Yeah. I think that's a good tip to touch on the shoulder. I do. I think that it kind of shows that you're wanting to get to know them more. It's a little flirty. It's cutesy. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. What about a brush against the cheek or a slight brush across their chest in the nipple area? I almost said areola, but be a woman.
I think that's another calling card. Is
that an unsafe area?
You're trying to get another call on that one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Like a call after 2 a.m. kind of call. Oh, I got it.
I do believe. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of.
You're very wise. You're very, very wise. Now, this next one, I agree with this next one very much. Okay. Good posture. Number 5.
Yes.
Good posture. Don't slouch. If you're wearing shoes that make walking uncomfortable, get new ones. I
agree. I totally agree, because you know what else I think that shows lack of confidence when people slouch. It's like you're not comfortable with who you are. And stand tall, stand bright, be you, own who you are, and just go for it.
I see that a lot in American Girls, though. I see this slouches thing because girls are supposed to be demure and mousy and this. And I tell you, when I went to Barcelona, have you ever been to Barcelona?
Yes, I have.
The women in that culture. It's like Sophia Loren in Grumpy Old Men when she walks in the bar and the camera is panning from her feet up to, going all the way up her body.
Yes.
She walks with such confidence and sexuality. It's just amazing. The confidence and the energy.
Don't you think that's cultural? Yeah. You do think that's cultural, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
I
couldn't believe it when I was so palpable in when I was there for a short time, but it really stood out to me in their culture, and I thought, God, I said more American women should come here because it's so empowering. Not that I'm an American woman, but some may argue against that. But anyway, I did notice that, and I think good posture is important.
I do. I definitely agree with that. And that should start at a young age, don't you think? Like as a child, that should be something your parents talk to you about. Mine did. Stand tall. Yeah. Stand tall.
Stand tall, young lady. You're beautiful.
Young lady, don't slouch.
Don't slouch or I'll slap you.
Exactly.
That's not nice. I'll slap good posture into you.
That's exactly right. We were not going to condone that, but that might have happened to some people. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah.
But
now, I have a feeling you do this next one often.
Oh.
Women, how to be more sexy and attractive. Tip number 6, wear sexy underwear. You may be the only one who knows, but a nice pair of comfortable, sexy underwear will make you feel sexy all day.
Well, I do believe, kind sir, that is something you should do. I think you should have on. Well, they should be clean. Okay, just have on clean underwear.
Hello.
Forget the sexy. Just please make them clean.
Yeah, but the all day thing. I'm like, if my date is at night.
Yeah, put on some fresh ones.
Exactly. I mean, should make you feel sexy all day. I'm like, at some point, it might be like the 18-hour bra. It might be given out, and it might be as sexy at that 18th hour.
Exactly.
So change them up.
Fresh and clean. Let's think that way. Yes. Yes.
And number 7, I think we both adhere to this. You more than me at the moment. Get in shape. You don't have to look like a model to be sexy, but getting a little more toned can make you feel better about yourself. And to be sexy, attitude is important.
I do agree with that as far as health-wise, too. It's good to be, in shape and to take care of yourself, because if you're healthy outside, it even helps the way you think, choices that you make. You feel, I think, personally, when I work out, I feel like I can take on the world. As a sense of some endorphin, opens up and you feel like I can do this, and you've got all this energy. So I think it is. I think it's, so maybe you do feel sexy with working out because you feel better about yourself. So I definitely agree with that.
And getting in shape means different things for different people.
Yes, it does.
I don't think either one of us are going to condone, the beating that we get every day from billboards and magazines telling us that we have to be a certain size for women and a certain size for men.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think you should be comfortable with who you are and be healthy. Yep. Be smart, be healthy, and, just think about, make wise choices with what you eat. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm not eating at McDonald's sometimes, because I am. I like the French fries.
I've seen you, and I know you like people taking pictures of you eating fast food.
You know what I'm saying, but it happens.
Uh-huh.
But you know what I mean?
I saw you make a comment about that.
I know, exactly. Wallace. And anyway, that's my brother, people. But anyway, I think the idea is to, just make smart choices. Sometimes we have to get fast food, but just, if you can just hit the gym, do some yoga, just get outside and walk, do something, just be healthy.
Go hiking, for God's sakes.
Yes.
But don't go off the trail and be on the news and have some helicopter come pick you up, you and your girlfriend, and it turns out you guys were doing crack. Yeah,
let's not go back over that again. Let's not rehash the old news.
That's terrible.
No, don't do that.
No, be healthy. Mind, body, and spirit. And number 8 is be a good conversationalist, which I think you are very much so. Be interested in who you're talking to. Listen actively. Ask good questions.
I agree with that, because I think sometimes, you could be talking with someone and they're not really paying attention to what you're saying, or, it comes off as if they're self-centered. They're talking about their own world, not thinking about what's going on with the person they're conversing with. So, be a good listener. Ask good questions. Get involved with what they're talking about. Show some interest.
Very good. Very good. No, I I don't think you're generally interested in people, so I think that probably becomes very natural for you. So kudos to you. Kudos
thank
to
you, darling. Thank you. So
and number 9, which I hope you've never done this, never turn guys down cruelly. Not only will they think you're a bitch. Ooh, I was like, wow, they cussed in this thing. So will everyone else who sees or hears about what you did. There's never a reason to be rude. I think there's a reason to be direct, but I agree. There's never a reason to be rude. If guys get up enough confidence to ask you out, be kind if you decline. Be kind if you decline.
Be kind if you decline. I agree. I think so, and I think karma. Let's not, let's not be rude to someone. Like you said, you can be firm and let the person know how you're feeling, but you don't have to be hurtful and and mistreat people, because you do do unto others if you have them do unto you. So that's my belief.
Exactly. Oh my God, you're just like an angel. You are. You're
my
just
God.
like an angel, Nicole. And your friends who are listening, your friends and your fans who are listening, they're thinking, she's got a heart right behind her. Now,
oh my gosh.
Number 10, and our final on our list of ladies, women, how to be more sexy and attractive. Number 10, you attract what you are. Remember that if you act and dress maturely, have fun, and are confident, that's the kind of guy you'll attract. Or a girl if you're a lesbian.
Yes,
to get a good catch, be a good catch. Yeah, because, it's not all about women. I like to leave it open. So whoever you're attracted to, attract what you are. Be who you are. Be your authentic self.
That's right.
And, and I think the more you embrace that, the more you'll attract truly what is meant to be your other half.
I definitely think so. And I think, if it goes back to what our conversation was earlier about being confident within who you are. And if you are, you're going to attract someone who's confident within themselves. And that makes for, a good relationship. I think, having that person who can stand on their own strong, you can stand on your own, and together you make an amazing team.
Speaking of amazing teams, how is Team Tuffet doing in Scotland?
Oh, where are we going over here in Scotland? How are you doing that there, Nicole?
I love you people in Scotland.
Well, we love you, Nicole. We're excited for hallucinations.
You're so very welcome.
Now, I hear that you've got some the early some black market copies of hallucinations, and we need to talk about this.
Uh-oh. Do I need to have my people, call your people?
Here in Scotland, we really like establish ourselves as the sensitive universe as a whole. So we had to go in slightly illegal means to acquire the album, but
slightly illegal means?
It's a great album.
Now, isn't that like being kind of pregnant? slightly illegal?
Well,
as long as the fans are happy.
It's a bit more complicated than that, or less complicated. At least that's what we're saying to the international police.
I think they just got cellular service there in Scotland. So, hey, that's well. You know what? I tell you, when it comes out in the first quarter of 2014, make sure you guys throw some ducats her way, whatever your currency there is in Scotland, because that's only fair. Okay.
I appreciate that.
The euro.
The euros. You throw some euros down for Nikkole, because remember in October part of those funds go to every year go to breast cancer awareness research. So you're helping people. Okay.
That's great.
Yes.
All right.
What a great thing! What a great thing Nikkole's doing for women to be able to breast cancer awareness most morning. That's cool. We love it in Scotland here.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear the correspondent.
A correspondent in Scotland was giving you major kudos for the work that you're doing for breast cancer research and awareness. That you're helping those in Scotland too.
Well, I'm so glad that I can do that.
Scotland.
What was that, dear?
I totally understand. We'll go to Scotland.
Okay. We're going to have this transcribed later so that we know what the hell she's talking about. But we love you. Thank you so much. You have been fantastic. I think you can go to the pub now and relax and tell everybody you're welcome. Tell everybody there at the pub to get a pint. And we're going to play some. We're going to go to our next segment to end the show, our JUKEBOX 5 segment, and we're going to play 5 songs of an artist that you may be familiar with, and I know that you'll enjoy every single one of them. Thank you so much, Tuffet. You've been all around the world.
Tuffet.
You must be exhausted.
Oh, my goodness gracious. My quads are killing me.
I would think so. But boy, it's time to you got to re-energize and you got to replenish your body with all of those nutrients, because you did some major traveling.
I know.
I mean,
major
Santa Claus
traveling.
my ass. You know what you're doing.
I know. I think it's time to rewatch The Sorcerer's Stone and really just kick back and rejuvenate the self.
We're going to have a Harry Potter night.
How exciting!
We are. We're going to have a Harry Potter night. I love it. I love you, honey. I'll talk to you real soon.
Bye, Tuffet.
Awesome. Thanks, MTG.
You are awesome, Saw.
Nice to meet you, too. Take care.
Wow. Now, this is our JUKEBOX 5 segment, and this is where I reach out and grab 5 musical artists to share with our guests and listeners on most shows. Now, this week I'm switching things up a little bit, and this is going to be a little bit kind of a mystery, and I'm going to put you to work here, Nikkole, and I'm going to play this first song. I'm not going to tell you who sings it.
Okay.
The first song is called Amazing. It's the only clue I'm going to give you is Amazing. Wow. I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll discuss it afterwards, and we'll see if you can tell me who sings this song.
I'll try my best, okay?
Oh, I hope you don't mind. I was touching myself a little inappropriately in front of you. I apologize, but I was in the moment. I was living in the moment.
That's okay.
As
I
Tuffet
understand.
Embraces. Okay, thank you. Now, all I've given you is the name of the song, and I played you a snippet of the song, a clip, as we would say in the biz.
Yes.
Who? Can you guess who sings that song?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Nikkole featuring Arturo Sandoval.
Oh, my God. Is
that right?
You've got magic. You've got magic in your fingertip.
I was hoping.
Yeah. Now, I have a feeling that since you're so in tune with that particular song, you might be able to tell us a little bit more about it.
I might be able to.
That would be amazing in and of itself.
It would be amazing. Really, this song, I had the pleasure of working with the incredible Arturo Sandoval. He is one of the world-renowned trumpet players of our time, and it was just, an honor to have him on my track. And the song itself is really about finding someone whom you can share your life with and who just makes you feel complete, as sappy as that might sound, but that is what the song is about.
It sounds like he was making you feel pretty amazing, if you know what I mean.
He did his job.
Yeah, he's a full-service mechanic. He's really good. And his work on the track, it's gorgeous. It really was seamless. It was just, some people when they come to play in your sandbox, like we're playing in our sandbox tonight.
Yeah.
It just has that ease, like that you've worked together your entire life.
Well, thank you. That's such a big compliment. I mean, the idea of, sort of bridging the gap and bringing him in, kind of a little bit what I wanted, what I do and what I was doing on that particular project, and then lending that energy back to him so he'd feel free to be who he is as an artist. And he was saying that when we did that, instead of calling it like combining jazzy and sexy and calling it jacksy or something like that, he was saying that the song is kind of jacksy. I'm like, that's kind of cute. I like that.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
And so, okay, now that was beginner's luck.
Yes,
but let's see the next track.
Okay.
And then again, you may not be familiar with some of these industry terms. This next track.
Yeah, that's. I'll figure it out.
So
I'll figure it out.
Education for you. Education.
Okay.
This one is called. Yes, it's called Breathe.
Ooh.
Breathe.
I like
that. Now be careful. So, here goes.
All right.
In the shiny car under the California sky, cute chicks and the guys are slick. They say, enjoy before you die. All I wanna do is breathe. All I wanna do is breathe.
Oh, sorry. I breathed a little too deep. I'm sorry.
Too much soda.
I apologize.
Yeah, I know.
Breathe. Now, that, I tell you, it sounds to me like whoever's singing this song, when she's breathing, she's fogging up the mirror.
I think so. I do think so.
She's breathing a little close to that mirror. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's just breathe. That's very sexy. Who do you think sings this song? Guess. Just venture a guess.
God, that's a tough one. That's tough.
You might want to just venture out.
Maybe NIKKOLE?
Oh! Right? I should have somebody who's not such a good guesser. But yes, you also sing that song.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I got that right.
You also sing your own song. Yes,
I also sing my own song. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You also sing your own music. So now, did you write that as well? Do you write?
I did. Yes, I did.
Oh.
I did.
Now, when you're writing this, are you kind of writing it and thinking of the music at the same time? Did you write it? Will you breathe? Just breathe. Did you write it like that?
I'd love to tell you that I did, but I didn't. No, not quite so much. This particular song, I do remember being on the promenade in Santa Monica, kind of like sitting outside and watching people pass by, kind of just, tourists or people that were there shopping.
There you could be, because if you were in traffic, stuck in a traffic jam and all that exhaust, you wouldn't want to necessarily be thinking breathe. Right?
Exactly. I needed, I needed to breathe. So, the song really is about the idea of, all the craziness and chaos that's around you. You still have to find a moment to be yourself and to live and to be happy and just breathe and not get caught up in your everyday, craziness that goes on, and just relax.
Again, that character that you because when you're singing a song, you're telling a story and you're acting. So in that moment, that character that you're being and breathe, I mean, she is a good breather.
She wanted to bring that across to you,
She really knows how to breathe. So I give her kudos. Yeah. In fact, I think she's friends with the gal who sings amazing.
I think they might be related. I'm not sure if they're.
In fact, she's
sisters.
An amazing breather. Now, this third song, since you're kind of on a roll, I think you're probably going to guess who sings this, but don't put any, clean your mind.
Okay, clear it out. Okay.
I'll twist my hand, doing it right at you. You lick your lips, gonna make a rendezvous. Now take a sip, gonna flip a trick on you. You'll be thinking it's deja vu. Sonic is amazing, what it is. Do it, baby. Alright. Sonic is amazing. Don't even try. Do it tonight. Sonic is amazing.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. Yeah.
I love
it's
that.
Tough.
I love it.
But I think whoever's singing that must think she's all that. No.
Well, she thinks she's exotic, and
she does.
Based on her latest album cover, I'd say she is exotic and erotic. I'm gonna cut it. That was Nicole. That was you. That was your song.
Oh, really? It was
yes.
Oh, wow! I didn't remember that.
Maybe it's been a while since you heard it.
Yeah, it has.
It's fabulous, and I love the hook.
Yeah.
I love the hook. I love it. It has a little bit of a kind of a Pussycat Dolls kind of, the girl groups and kind of. I love that sexiness to it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It does. I think that song, is about that whole, way you feel, when you're getting ready, you're going to go out to a club, you're hanging out with your friends or whatever, and you feel really like what goes back to, just the tip of being confident and feeling sexy. And I think that's kind of what that song exudes.
When you've used your makeup wisely, you haven't overdone the perfume, you're casually touching your man, you have good posture, you're wearing sexy underwear, you're in shape, you're talking very well, good conversationalist, you don't turn them down cruelly, and you attract what you are.
Then you're exotic.
And you're sexy. You're feeling it. I love that. I love that. Now, this next number is also by Nicole. Let's just cut to the chase. It's by you. This is your song, and I can't help but do exactly what this song says. Now, it's called Gon' Bounce.
Yes,
okay,
Gon' Bounce.
Gon' Bounce, and for you kids listening in, you're going to have to figure out what that means, but we'll talk about it in just a moment.
Yes.
And it's a slow fade.
Yes.
Ooh, I love that sexy. I think when a date's going really well, I kind of say that. It's like, okay, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to bounce. Mm-hmm. It's going good. So I feel like I'm going to bounce. Yeah. So to me, that's how I see it. How do you see it?
Well, the song is, the listeners get to hear the whole thing, so they should actually go download it from iTunes so that then we can give, half of the proceeds to breast cancer awareness.
That's right, because in the month of October, you give half of your sales your sales proceeds for your music to breast cancer awareness and
and
research.
Then they will. they'll get to hear what the full story is on that one. Really, that song is about, you're in a relationship with someone, and they've done some kind of foul things that you want to, leave. You're tired of it. You're sick of it. So you're going to bounce. You're going to leave. You're going to pack your stuff. You're going to get out. You're going to go. You're going to be, fine once you're out there on your own. But it's better than staying with someone who doesn't treat you right. So you're just going to leave.
That is
Bye-bye.
the truth. And we've talked about that, haven't we?
Yes, we have, honey. Yes, we have.
Oh, honey. But, of course,
Child.
leave it to me. Leave it to me in the moment to turn it into, getting some. I'm going to bounce. Okay, I'm going to bounce.
You're ready to bounce in a different way.
Right?
Yes, I can understand.
I'll make myself sweat. That's good. That's good sweat. I love it.
That's good.
Okay,
that's
and
good.
Speaking of love, our last track, but not for good, our last track is called Love Was Made in Heaven by NIKKOLE.
Oh.
And each night I pray for a love from above and heaven to do my way, baby. Oh, heaven. And kisses, how they fill me up. Our love was made in heaven.
Just magical. I love that. Oh, it feels so good. I love it because it makes sense to play the Dream Heart because Love Was Made in Heaven was our fifth or 5 tracks here. That's by right. NIKKOLE. And
so
which
much.
album was that from? You're welcome, honey. Which album was that from?
Love Was Made in Heaven is from my Cleopatra album, but that particular version is a live version, and I had the pleasure of working with saxophonist Everett Harp on that particular song. Speaking of harps, and his last name is Harp. However,
is that not a coinkydink?
It is a big coinkydink, and he was just fabulous. He's a fabulous artist, and I was just honored to work with him as well. He sounded just incredible on the song, and I believe the song was chosen as a top wedding song for 2010, I believe, for the a publication called The Wedding Guide. So their subscribers voted on songs that they thought would be like a top wedding song for that year, and that particular song was chosen as one of the top wedding songs that year.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you deserve all that and so much more success. I'm really lovely honest. They just I adore you, and yes, they feel blessed to be in your presence this evening, even though I am sitting here in the nude. But I've learned to be amazing. I've learned to breathe and embrace my exoticness and bounce away when necessary, bounce towards and on when needed, and to love the fact that we were all made in heaven. So, and being with you is it's just lovely. Thank you, dear. It's all about tying it together and tying them down when they're not behaving, like my children. So I just want to wish you all the best with the release of this new album, Hallucinations, and I hope that all of your fans take advantage of the moment this month to spread the word about your music and about the fact that you are donating half of your proceeds to breast cancer awareness and research. And I think that's really terrific. And I said, once again, as speaking for my mother as a breast cancer survivor, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that kind of contribution, because it touches me directly in my life. And and there's none of us, not one of us doesn't know somebody who's been touched by cancer, or breast cancer in particular, or cancer in general.
Exactly.
So,
whatever we can all do to help, we can do. It's just the little things that count. You can volunteer. You can, you can just talk about it with people. Just spread the word so that people are aware and know. Being well informed is so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so our fans can find out more from you, more about you on your website, NIKKOLE, 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 and also on Facebook.com/Nikkole Network. Is that correct?
Yes, that is
Great.
correct. You are amazing.
My God, sometimes I don't even have to look at the script. Isn't that awesome? I will call you in a little bit just to follow up with you on a personal level, because I always call my guests after the show, like we haven't been talking long enough. I get so excited about the whole thing.
Well, I think the whole idea of just, spending this time together and, talking with one another, with Tuffet, with the fans, it's just been incredible, and, I look forward to doing it again soon.
Absolutely. I love you, and I
love
wish
you too.
all the best. Good night, sweetheart.
All right, take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, thank you to our show's producer, our OMT show producer, Christopher Taylor, and our top of the show sidekick, the astoundingly talented Tuffet Schmelzle, and our featured guest, the stunning and mesmerizing chanteuse, NIKKOLE. And for more information about our shows, our sidekicks, our guests, and our topics, just go to lnrradio.com. And remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and share with everyone you know. Thank you so much for tuning in to OMTG tonight on the LNR Radio Network. We are broadcasting live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's make it a day.